Thank you all for tuning to my YouTube video. Today I'm gonna talk about Infranet Controllers. It was a Juniper product before Pulse Secure was separated back in 2014. Let's begin with introduction of Infranet Controllers. Infranet Controller is a centralized policy management server. Infranet Controller provides identity-based authentication and resource access. It can drive the IC agent to an endpoint to gather user authentication, endpoint security state, and device location information. IC can provide single sign-on solution by using session federation. Firewalls are used as enforcer, and when user try to access resources, enforcer can request it for session from Infranet Controller and allow if session is available with Infranet Controller. User need not to re-authenticate with others Infranet Controllers, and all Infranet Controllers participating in session federation can share session among to avoid need of re-authentication. Let's talk about user connectivity and session information exchange between IC and firewall. User connects to IC and authenticate using provided credentials. Session is created on IC and ready to be shared. User try to access destination IP on allowed services, and firewall looks in session table to determine if it's part of existing or a new session. If it's existing session, access will be allowed. If it's a new session, firewall will request for session to IC and IC will share the session details. Firewall will then process user request based on session information. When user disconnects, IC will send session deletion request to firewall. Let's take a look at step-by-step connectivity flow from user perspective. Step 1. User connects to LAN and get IP address assigned by DHCP. Step 2. User connects to Pulse Secure client, which sends authentication request to Infranet Controller. Step 3. Infranet Controller looks up for the user credentials and sends query to adapt server for identity verification. Step 4. Infranet Controller creates session and push to federation servers for session replication and ready to be shared with firewall. Step 5. User attempts to access resources and firewall requests for the session from Infranet Controller. Step 6. Firewall then allow the user traffic. Step 7. Once session expires, Infranet Controller sends deletion request to federation server and firewall. Thanks for your attention. I really appreciate your time. Should you have queries, please send an email to me at address mentioned below.